Interesting thought, eh? And while you ponder that, we'll get back to a sport at which men would never stand a chance, the Daily Mirror Rhythmic Gymnastics International. The Russian girl out in front. Here we go with round two.
Boriana Yinova in second place after the first round, scored 9.5 for her rope exercise. Now moves on to hoop.
The interesting thing about this hoop routine is the Bulgarians quite often pass routines down from one generation to another, and this used to, 10 years ago, belong to a different gymnast.
And what particular characteristics are the judges looking for from the hoop?
Well, like the rope, you've got to leap through the hoop and show 3 different sets of leaps going actually through the apparatus, and any lack of this, there's one there, will mean a deduction. Also, leaping over it, throws and catches, as many different throws and catches as possible. I think that was about 5 pivots, and she'll certainly get bonus marks for that.
One of her favourite pieces, 9.55. Wu Yuan from China, expected to do well in the Olympics, but in the end, injury prevented her from going. Had a disaster in the first round, 8.85 on the hoop.
Scissoring chest roll movement is one of the acrobatic movements you can contain in your routine, but you're only allowed to have 3 of them.
Switching to a left-handed throw there. Important that the gymnast shows a balance between left and right side.
That was a neat routine there by the Chinese girl, but I would have liked to have seen a few more original moves, and she gets 9.25.
Erika Akiyama again. This time with hoop. Equal third, 9.4 for the rope.
Catch on the neck demands very, very great accuracy on the throw.
The little slip earlier, Jackie, didn't break her rhythm. What sort of deduction?
She'll lose probably only 0.1 for that. I think she was so surprised that she'd managed to do that difficult move beforehand. She'd lost momentarily concentration, I think. apparatus. Very well performed.
Akiyama. Now, what's she going to lose for that fault? Not too much, 9.45. Larissa Medvedeva from the USSR, the leader of the competition, 9.55 for her hoop. Unusual asymmetric position to start the routine. Bulgarians had dominated rhythmic gymnastics for so long. It was such a boost for them when Marina Lovac took the Olympic title.
I think we're going to see a lot more of the Russians in the next few years beating the Bulgarians at major internationals. If anything, like the last year is anything to go by.
Medvedeva here showing a lovely change of tempo and very much jauntier routine than on the hoop.
Yeah, it's quite an aggressive routine, this. She's really going for it, going for all her throws, not chickening out of anything, which can often happen at major internationals. You sort of play it safe. She's doing well.
Spectacular and different from Medvedeva. A lot of originality in there. And 9.5 to go with the 9.55. Mila Marinova, the Bulgarian junior champion, knowing that she's got ground to make up already.
A very, very well-controlled pivot into an illusion turn, and she'll score extra marks because it was very well executed.
A totally different approach to the piece of apparatus from that of Medvedeva.
And furious as opposed to the more classical routine of Medvedeva. It's very, very precise, but then you have to be if you're using a drum beat type music.
Quite something then, Jackie.
That was an excellent routine. In fact, that is the best hoop routine that we've seen so far today. She'll score well on that. And here we see a really unusual body roll. She backspins the hoop, waits for it to come back, and it rolls all the way up the length of her body. Unusual, that. 9.65.
At the halfway stage, then, it couldn't be much tighter, could it? Three girls tying in the gold medal position, Larissa Medvedeva and the two Bulgarians, Yaneva and Marinova. But look out for Erika Akiyama from Japan in fourth place. She's certainly got everyone's imagination going. Round three coming up.
In the gym, maybe practicing purely ballet exercises without touching any of the apparatus at all.
Even as we speak, they're rehearsing for the next session, which will be the ball and the ribbon. Do you enjoy those?
Yes, ribbon was actually my favourite. It can be quite tricky in here because it tends to be a little bit low, and just watch out for some ribbons getting caught on the ceiling. It might be a little bit dangerous in the next half.
OK, well, we'll stand by for that. Round three now, and something has surely got to give. Three girls tying, as I said, in that gold medal position.
Denisa Sokolovska from Czechoslovakia. Truly international competition, 10 nations represented. Sokolovska equal fourth, scored a brilliant 9.5 on rope. Jackie, all the apparatus you've got to keep moving, but ribbon particularly noticeable if you don't keep it twirling.
That's right, especially on the throws, because when you prepare for the throws, it's quite easy to let the ribbon slip and die on the floor. And obviously there are deductions for that, so you've got to keep it moving all the time, which is quite an effort. And there she's done a pullback throw, which a few years ago was considered extremely difficult, but now, of course, it's commonplace in rhythmic gymnastics ribbon exercises.
Denisa Sokolovska.
9.35. Erika Akiyama.
And that deep back bend she's just performed will be one of her superior elements. If one of those is missing, she'll lose as much as 0.6.
Jackie, the four pieces of apparatus, rope, hoops, ball, ribbons, no clubs.
No, that's right. The apparatus goes on a rotational basis, so every 2 years one piece will drop out, and this time it's the turn of clubs. I think the gymnasts are quite relieved about that, actually, John. Blind catch behind the back there will be considered a risk element, and that will give her some bonus marks.
Erika Akiyama, fourth equal before this performance, and 9.4 that should keep her up with the leaders. But the real battle for the lead now. Larissa Medvedeva, one of three girls sharing first position, and the pressure on her because the other two are Bulgarians.
Be interested to see what happens on this piece, actually, because she was having real problems in practice on ribbon, dropping it all over the place. So let's see what sort of competitor she is.
Lovely control on those balances.
The compulsory element on ribbon is pirouettes and pivots, which is good news for the Russians, actually, because it's their forte. And they're a very, very well-controlled pivot.
Medvedeva reacting superbly to the pressure. And 9.6. Now the pressure on the Bulgarians. Mila Marinova started badly, 9.4 on rope, but came back magnificently with 9.65 on the hoop.
With the ball, the gymnast must show bouncing, rolling of the ball on the body and on the floor, throws and catches as many different types as possible, acrobatic elements, and also balances. And there, a blind catch into a very, very well-controlled pirouette. And that's a real shame. The routine was faultless until that point. Still, she recovered well. She shouldn't lose too many marks for that. 9.5. Very good travelling leaps around the carpet there. That was a bit of a messy catch. She caught hold of the ribbon before she actually got hold of the stick, but she recovered well. I think that routine was a little bit messy, and yes, 9.4.
So at the end of round 3, Boriana Yinova has slipped to 3rd place, with Larissa Medvedeva of the Soviet Union moving into an outright lead. Just a chance now to have a look at some of the competitors who haven't made the leaderboard. Diane Simpson of the USA is still struggling to recover from her poor start. She's down in 10th place. Kristina Radonjic of Yugoslavia is also finding the opposition tough. Despite a steady performance, she's in 6th place. But she's ahead of Nanoa Trentz of West Germany, who came to Wembley as a late replacement for Marion Rota. And Britain's champion Alicia Sands has scored 9.3, 9.15 and 9.3 again for 8th place. And just behind her in 9th place, runner-up in the British Championships, Gabrielle Yorath, 9.25, 9.3 and 9.05 so far.
And that's one of the superior elements, a balance there by Gabrielle, her favourite side balance. extra point to that late catch. And that was quite a risky ending there, ending with a small throw to catch on the shoulder. A very, very good performance by Gabrielle, 9.2.
Denisa Sokolovska from Czechoslovakia. Her last piece of apparatus, the ball, started well with 9.5 on rope, but 9.35 on ribbon and hoop. She's still got an outside chance of a bronze, just 0.25 off third place at the moment.
And that was a very well-controlled balance. And she'll score extra bonus points on that risk element, a bounce with the knee.
Denisa Sokolovska finishing in style. Her ball exercise, a 9.45, her highest mark so far. Erika Akiyama, the fourth placed gymnast at the moment, finishing on ribbon, 9.45 and two 9.4s.
This is actually her favourite routine, and she's making good use of a new ruling whereby you can use 2 instruments for your exercise.
Jackie, the judge is looking for even more to be done on the floor between throws with the ribbon, because it does stay in the air a long time, doesn't it?
That's right. If you stand there and watch it come down, you'll actually lose marks for not performing. Pivots, turns, leaps, any body movement like that can be performed while it's in the air. Dramatic performance there by Erika.
And the judges liked it too. 9.55, that could take her into the medals. Larissa Medvedeva, the leader. She's 0.1 ahead of Mila Marinova from Bulgaria.
To finish on. Her coach believes it's her strongest piece. And that is a superior backbend. Well performed.
originality all the way through.
Also, you can see the amount of time this girl obviously spends performing ballet exercises. It comes through in this exercise. Performance of the day. She should score really well on that, and she does. 9.6.
So Mila Marinova from Bulgaria knows exactly what she has to do. She was trailing 0.1 before this last round, so she's got to score 9.7 to tie.
Ribbon exercise, the gymnast must show spirals, snakes, as she's doing there, large swings and circles, all of which she's included in the first 20 seconds of her ribbon exercise. And that was a very unusual throw, bouncing off the head. She'll score bonus points for that. Was a bad error which she couldn't afford on that throw.
No, I think all chances for gold went there. They were remote before. Now it's impossible. Strange piece of music, Jackie. Music all important, but this does nothing for me.
He's obviously chosen it because it's fast and furious, which seems to suit the ribbon's qualities. It's all personal choice, though, John. And it was such a shame about that error in the middle, because apart from that, it was a superb ribbon exercise. 9.55.
Well, we saw how good Marinova's would have been without that mistake. 9.55, a very high mark with a major mistake. And now Boriana Yinova in third place, finishing on the ball.
Catching a back bend from that height.
Yinova, 19 years old, and looks much more matured, able to perhaps bring a little more grace from the youngsters to the exercise.
Yes, that's right, John. It's quite often that Bulgarians keep their gymnasts on until they're about 20 or 21 for that reason. And that's a lovely rolling sequence there. That was a superb ball routine. Difficulty, extension and originality.
And 9.75, the highest score of the day. And that takes Boriana Yinova into the silver medal position ahead of Mila Marinova. But the gold goes to Larissa Medvedeva from the Soviet Union. The Russians beat the Bulgarians in the Olympic Games, and she's done it again today. Colin Moynihan, the Minister of Sport, presenting the medals, with Franklin Edmonds, the President of the BAGA. There, Boriana Yinova, the silver medalist. And third place to Mila Marinova, the Bulgarian junior champion.
So the rematch has gone exactly the same way as the Olympics. Victory to the Russians, with Larisa here outshining her deadliest rivals from Bulgaria to prove that it takes more than one swallow to make a summer. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this most graceful of sports. We might just have seen the next Olympic champion. From Larisa and myself, do svidaniya, goodbye.